home every new year. I just went to Spider-Man No Way Home. I loved it. It met all my expectations. I will do a detailed review, obviously at home. I'll see you later.
Hello everyone, Matthew and Way here. I am back home after I told you that I loved this movie. I'll be reviewing and analyzing Spider-Man No Way Home in this video. I will go over several topics that I saw and point out Easter eggs that I saw. Spoiler warning, this video may contain spoilers. If you do not want to watch this, please stop here. But if you want to continue, please watch this video. Thank you. The movie begins with the same tone as Spider-Man Far From Home. And the way this movie starts out reminds me of how the Back to the Future did their movies, in that they used the same style as started the new movie from the previous movie. What I mean is that you can watch Spider-Man Far From Home and you say if it was the same movie. It flows that well. I like the fact that you heard Mysterio's voice at the beginning as the newscaster that was revealing the Jameson's reveal of Spider-Man's identity to the world. This would make sense that J. Jonah Jameson would reveal this identity. He hated Spider-Man. He said he was a menace. Mysterio claimed that Spider-Man planned to be the next Iron Man. We all know that was a lie, but as we know, even in these times, people believe lies more than they believe the truth. After this reveal, people were trying to trample MJ. Spider-Man had to get her and get himself out of there as well as find a way to get them safely home. In the movie, I caught the billboard Rogers' the Musical, which is in the Hawkeye series that is currently on Disney+. Yes, I would suggest you have at least watched all the MCU series on Disney+, because it helps you to see everything more clearly. There are enough people out there that believe Peter Parker to be a murderer. As we saw, J. Jonah Jameson was blasting his face over the airways. Damage Control gets involved in this situation. If you remember, the Department of Damage Control was introduced to us in Spider-Man Homecoming. They arrest Peter with his Aunt May, Happy, Ned, and MJ. There is an investigation to Stark Industries of why they were helping a young boy to fight crime, as well as to help him be a vigilante. It would not matter if Tony Stark sacrificed his life like he did in Avengers Endgame to save the world from the mad titan called Thanos. Yes, Peter Parker and Happy Hogan get help none other than Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. No, Matt was not in his Daredevil suit, but was in the business suit, and is the same actor who was in the Marvel Netflix series, Charlie Cox. They did not need a superhero, they needed a lawyer, as I would have discussed with my brother Mark, as he saw the movie with me. You do see Matt stopping an object from hurting everyone in the apartment at the same time Peter was trying to stop it as well. He told him the court of public opinion would not care if the court of law says he's in it or not. Yes, Peter is Spider-Man, but he did not kill Mysterio. Peter, Ned, and MJ are trying to get into college and are having a hard time because of Peter's identity being revealed to the world. Betty Brandon's reported and says the iconic line, "Go get him, Tiger," or "Go get him, Spider." Flash had a book in the movie called Flashpoint, which is a DC Easter egg, as we know that Flash created. It would have been shown in the CW DC show The Flash in the 3rd season. The gym teacher, who was the conspiracy theorist who thought that Captain America was a war criminal, thinks that Spider-Man Peter Parker is a criminal. Peter feels that he must go to Doctor Strange. Before he goes to Doctor Strange, Peter and MJ are on the school roof, and she's holding a New York Post, which we all know is owned by Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch is the one who owns Fox News, which is known for yellow journalism. It makes sense to me that Jameson is running a network similar to Rupert Murdoch and how he runs Fox News, which is based on yellow journalism. Peter tells Doctor Strange that he's having a problem with his best friend's lie being instructed by Mysterio, revealing his identity to the world. It is making it hard for him to get into college. Doctor Strange goes down to the room and performs the spell, but it backfires like in the trailer. Peter tells Doctor Strange that he is sorry. Doctor Strange asks him, "Did you plead your case?" No, he did not, and Doctor Strange puts him out of the house. Peter asks where the recruiter would be, and Flash tells him after Peter promises to swim him to school. This is to get into MIT. FYI, this is where Tony Stark went to school. We get to the bridge, and Peter meets with the recruiter, and this is where Doc Ock shows up. We see his mechanical arms going around throwing cars. Doc Ock says to Peter, "Where's my machine?" Peter says he does not know since he is not as Peter. This was a good fight scene since Peter is wearing the Iron Spider suit and has the mechanical spider arms to be able to fight with Doc Ock. It looks like Doc Ock would kill Peter, but Peter stops him since he has his net tech take over. We later see Green Goblin come out, and Doc Ock says Osborn, as he knows that it's impossible since Norman Osborn died years ago being impaled by his own glider, trying to kill Spider-Man. Norman Osborn takes off the Goblin mask and crushes it when he is struggling that this world has no Oscorp. This does not mean the Goblin is not inside of him. As we know, Norman Osborn has a split personality because of the serum he was injected with. Doc Ock told Peter, Ned, and MJ that Norman Osborn was a brilliant scientist before he got greedy and turned himself into a monster. We later get to Electro, who comes in this universe blue, but Sandman also shows up here. He says, Peter, and Peter tells him, I am not your Peter. Sandman says, what do you mean you're not my Peter? Peter tells him, you're in another universe. They both stop Electro, and Peter sends both of them to the Doctor Strange's house and his dungeon. Later, Peter meets with Aunt May, and he gets Norman Osborn and takes him to Doctor Strange's house. Doctor Strange puts him in the magical prison, and he tells Peter we must send them back as they are a threat to our universe. We see Peter being put out of his body in Astrophrone. We see the mirror world that we would have seen in the first Doctor Strange movie, as he and Doctor Strange are fighting to keep the object that was in the trailer. Peter beats Doctor Strange, and we get back to him helping the villains. Peter decides to help them, but later it backfires, and Green Goblin comes out out of Norman Osborn. And he attacks Peter with the help of Electro, the Lizard, and Sandman. Green Goblin kills someone Peter cares about, as she tries to inject him with a cure to turn Norman Osborn back before he was the Green Goblin. Before this happened, Norman said, I am something of a scientist myself, a reference to the first Spider-Man. Department of Damage Control gets there, and they arrest Happy, and they take him to jail. Peter escapes, but not before there was collateral damage. Later we get to Ned using the ring from Doctor Strange to bring both Peters from Andrew Garfield's universe and from Tobey Maguire's universe. They both say it's not likely announced for Spider-Man. It would take away from the anonymous superhero thing. They both confront Peter and tell him that they have been where he has been and understand his pain in losing someone close to you. As I would have mentioned in my other videos about John Eldritch and the wound that this has caused for Peter, it can have an effect on you. If you do not manage it, there will be consequences. I will not reveal the big battle and how it turns out, but I will tell you this. It is epic and does get us to the climax. I give the story a 10 out of 10. I thought it was well done, and it was very faithful to the comics. As if Disney and Sony keep this partnership, I do not know. I will say this, that this partnership has produced fruitful results, and they need to keep it. With Disney's help, Spider-Man has been redeemed. Marvel Studios, which are owned by Disney, has made this character fun again and been able to tell very good and compelling stories. This also opens up in that you could bring the Fox Marvel characters into the MCU and have those characters show up in other movies or TV shows they do on Disney Plus or Hulu, depending on if the character needs to be done with an R rating or mature rating. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share my channel. Please hit the notification bell to be notified of any future videos that come on the channel. Please let me know what books, movies, or TV shows you'd like me to review next in the comment section below. Please share this video with your friends and family so my channel can grow. Thank you and have a wonderful day.